Hello everyone and welcome to this YouTube. I'm your host, the Doc, the GhostNet guy. In this upcoming short, we're going to look at an old mine sweeper from World War II. It's sitting in 40 to 60 feet of water, and the US government has abandoned a number of ships from the war and placed them on the seafloor throughout Puget Sound. This old mine sweeper, all you see now is the metal rigging, and on the camera you see some bright, maybe pink looking colors depending on your screen, and they're separated with a center dot in the middle and just a light dot underneath that. That's to give me an idea just how big the fish is. As he swims through those dots or close to them, I'm able to say that fish is 4 inches or 6 inches or maybe a foot in length, depending upon where they fall on the screen with those dots there and those two lines. Looking at the metal rigging, now this is a non-magnetic metal, because in the mine sweeping days, that's what a mine was attracted to, was the metal on the hull. So these boats were made of wood and non-magnetic metal. And if you look on the screen, you see a red rockfish. These are endangered in Puget Sound, and it's really not too uncommon to see some of these in wrecked areas of the seafloor where the wrecks sit on it. There's vegetation, there's a habitat here because of this old mine sweeper, and if you just look at the seafloor, you'll see a small starfish sitting on the seafloor there. It's exciting when you have an opportunity to look back in time, like I'm doing today with the camera, and you notice that there's the piece of wood off the hull. You see how worm-eaten it is? That is the bottom of the hull. And then up as we move into it more, you'll see that there's a lot of metal rigging, probably the handrails and things like that. And you look off to the right of your screen and you'll see another rockfish. So where there's habitat like this, you're going to find a number of fish. That was a perch. Let's see what else we come up with as we drift through this. And it's kind of tricky because you don't know really what you're going to run into. And it could get hooked up in here real easily. But right now we're fine. We don't have a lot of current. And you notice too, in these shallower waters, we're not seeing a lot of marine snow. The marine snow, of course, is algae and all kinds of mixed chemicals with it, heavy metals and that. You see some on the screen, but not as much as if I was in deeper depths. Now here's another rockfish real close. Isn't that fun? I'm going to come up now, see? I'm coming up out of that boat. That was the rigging I was worried about getting the camera hooked into. You're not coming home if you get into that V with the system, and we're okay here. Yeah, that metal right there, if I can get the dots over it, I'll tell you just exactly how wide that non-magnetic material is. We're looking at something in, well, from one slice to the other, that's a 2-foot box. That was easy. Let's see what else. Yeah, 2 feet. Come down, drop a little bit more. We're into a lot of heavy rigging, and another bottom fish kind of hanging out in that area, feeling safe. It's important that when we drift these areas, we don't disturb the habitat. Now the camera does not disturb much because of the size. If you had a diver in here, his fins, his body mass would stir up the bottom pretty good. But with the camera being small in size, I can drift through this kind of self-like and get exactly the pictures we're looking for. I can move it around up and down, turn right, turn left. I'm looking right now at a nice little red rockfish. And then I can tell you exactly almost, he's about a foot long. Just about a foot long. That's pretty cool, huh? And then we're just looking over now still some metal from the rigging of the original hull that has now decomposed into dust, as they say. Maybe that's part of the marine snow, is the different things that are happening. There's an old, it looks like an inner tube, a tire of some sort. I notice up in the top of the screen there you see some type of flange, ribbon kelp sitting next to it there. And the depth that we're in right now is 45 feet. The water's really calm, and our location is in Clovos Passage off of Point Richmond. I'm looking at something here real quick. Point Richmond. The width of that metal was 8 inches. Those strips are 8 inches wide. I was looking to see the two dots come over it. That's why I kind of hesitated for a minute. Oh, hey, look at that shot. Little bottom fish sitting on top of it. Let's see if I can get, oh, I scared him off. See, now that's a wider piece. That's a real wide piece. That was almost 2 feet there, that piece of metal. Yeah, it's kind of neat when I can actually tell you their size almost to the inch. I mean, nothing's 100% accurate when you're flying a camera around rigging like this, but using those dots on the screen really do help me a lot. Let's drop down a little bit again into here, but be careful. There's a lot of debris. I don't want to lose my gear. Now, the resolution that you see on this camera is only 720. It's not the high depth that we're now using in the full HD. But the footage is so good of this minesweeper, I just wanted to share it with you. Until next time, everyone, be safe out on the water. And I like to say wear your life jacket, but I'm sure you do that as well. Bye-bye, everyone.